Right, I'm doing a material rack project on my truck. This is just a couple of used material racks that I got for 75 bucks each. So you can see the first one, they had these, things sticking up like this here. So I had to cut them off. I haven't cut these ones off yet. So this is a second material rack here. Right, you can see the first one. I had to cut it down, and I grafted on this piece here. I cut out this little piece right here, and I haven't put it in. I just got it mounted there like this right now. I'm gonna get it all welded in. That way it'll sit on the rail, and I can bolt it in here without actually having to puncture through my diamond plate and get my toolboxes wet. Obviously I'm gonna leave this one in here, go like this. Let's see, hi little dog. And haven't cut these ones off yet. Obviously it's just strapped down right now. I think I'm gonna probably use some more of this metal that I have here to go across here, rather than doing a flat plate and bolting through. So I kind of want to bolt across the edge here to be stronger, going across this way. I got two ideas on what I'm going to do with the second rack. I don't know how good you are at visualizing, but this second rack had these guys on the bottom here. See where they attached? I don't know if you can see with this light beam what it is. 1, 2, 3. They attached right there, right? I got all four corners right here. See, it's not attached. I had to disconnect it here so that it would fit inside, right there, right, and shorten it a little bit so it would fit inside. And then it was a little too long, so I cut it there and there, right, so that it would fit inside here, right. Now, the whole idea here is I don't want to have to bend down every time I come in the truck. So I got two ideas. One idea, hi Dave. So I have this bar coming across here. So obviously this one's gonna have to get out of the way. This homemade one, you can't remove it. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to get this guy out of the way. I'll probably graft one of those pieces of metal that I have, this 1/8 inch angle down there, graft it onto this piece to strengthen this back bar so it'll get out of the way with it. But one of my ideas is that this whole thing is gonna hinge this way and get out of the way in case I wanna put a refrigerator or get in here or something like that. That's one idea I have. The other idea that I have, I'm not sure, but I might end up hinging it this way. So that way I can get in here like that. Hold up, let me reset. So I might end up hinging it this way instead. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of hard to hold the camera and do it. But I might end up hinging it this way as well, right? So if I do it that way, it's going to necessitate... let's see. Remember, like I said, I'm going to put a piece of metal coming across here, a piece of this angle coming across here. And I'll probably, once this is out of the way, this will be able to hinge over. Obviously, it won't be able to hinge right now because this piece of metal's in the way. But once this thing hinges over, I'll put a little arm sticking out here. Obviously, it can't stick out further than that. And then put a spring from here down and catch that piece of metal I'm going to put across. That way to give it some weight so you don't have to hold the whole weight of this. Or maybe it'll be a latch, like a hood prop or something like that. The other way, if I go forward, which I might do that, the whole reason for have this is that way if I have some short pieces, I can hold short pieces. Or if I have, if I'm carrying insulation or, bales of hay or, wheat straw or something like that, it can go up here or, little stuff like that. Also, I get tired of stuff in the back of the truck getting wet. So with this, I can put material up here and then I'll have like a roof up here, so the stuff doesn't get wet, unless it's a real hard rain stuff coming in the side. And with it hinging like this, especially off to the side, I could put a little prop on there to hold it up a little bit. Ouch. Again, reset. As I was saying, I could put like a little prop in here or something like that to hold it up a little ways so that way the water will shed off of it if I got something here that needs to stay dry. So if I hinge it forward, then I'm thinking I'll probably just put a little the piece of material sticking off here, welded on, so I can put a spring. Like, I'll probably get a spring from like a garage spring and put it right there on both sides, and then I'll just run the garage spring down and tag it through right here wherever it needs to be, so that way it can hold the whole weight of this thing, you know, when you got it up in the air. Right. Anyway, that's the master plan. I also got this little guy here that's going to come down in this generic area for this, because this is a bad place for that. So I got this guy here. It's going to come up in here and tag in, so that way I have a good place for a vise. These pieces here were also to the outside of this material rack right here, so I had to cut those guys off. Obviously they won't fit in there with that. So basically I'm grafting two material racks together to try to get something special. But, you know, obviously I don't want this bar hard welded in there. So once I remove that, everything's gonna get floppy at the back. So whatever I do to put this thing together, I'm gonna have to figure out something to graft some of that material I got back there, and this one's bent anyway, to graft this material back onto this, then figure out some kind of pins or something to hold it all together nice and sturdy in the corners, so everything's, you know, held together really nice. Once everything drops back down in place, you know, then you can put a pin in it the way they do on, you know, the factory ones. So that's the generic idea, you know, just kind of making up as I go along and having fun with the little project, you know. So anyway, that's what I got right now. Say goodbye, little dog. She just got her hair cut, so she looks like a shaven dog. Goodbye, little dog.